Hello everyone, in today's video I want to show you how to paint beautiful feathers with watercolor technique. It's super fun and relaxing, so let's get started. For beautiful and vibrant color, I would suggest you 100% cotton paper. For drawing, we'll be using HB pencil so that it easily dissolves in water. It is kind of not necessary, but I like to use it to create a very simple and basic shape of a feather. Start making the outline. Don't press it too hard or it will create carving on the paper and it would be difficult to erase things later. Here, my line was curved to the right, another line next to it to create the middle part, but the gap should not be wide. Now to create the shape of an actual feather, you want to draw the line next to the middle part or left or right. You have to make line 2 cm away while following the curve. Leave out the lower part of the feather and start drawing that line from middle part of the feather. Right now it looks like a shape of a banana on a stick, but now you will fix them by making gaps between them. For this you have to basically want to cut out the piece of a feather like so. Follow the line you just created and you have to make a curved triangle. In the painting, the type of feather will be the same, but for the painting to still look more interesting, I'll just change the facing of the feather. Some facing downwards and just changing the size. That's what I did with my second feather. I drew the middle part the same way as the first one, just made it smaller and then made the feather the same way again, but this time facing downwards. When you change up the direction of your feather, make sure you pay attention where to the direction of the triangles. Where in the first feather, they are facing downwards, same as the second feather, lower part, but the upper part is different. Here, you can play around with different shapes. Instead of giving the same shape, you make kind of round shape and kind of pointed here. But you can also change up the curve. Instead of creating a curve on the left side, you can end up making the curve on the right. In my case, I make one feather at a time and the next one falls in the direction of the previous one. And I fill in these gaps with smaller feather and that way I think the whole composition looks more beautiful. So now we can have outlines for all the feathers. If you are unsure to how specifically draw a feather, where to place those details, feel free to see some reference book from the internet. To keep the color scheme super simple and do not worry about multicolors, I am using analogous color scheme. So here I am going to mix color between green, blue and yellow. Also use grease to make area darker. Before applying the paint, let's start by applying a thin layer of water inside the first feather, distributing it to all the way, leaving the middle part of the feather. Here, why I am using water is because I want to blend different colors all together on top of the paper. This way, it gives us super transition and loose textures. It's always good to swatch colors on additional piece of paper to make sure that you are happy with the color mixture before you start painting. So now we are going to paint our first feather. Wet off your brush with little paint and then start distributing it to a few areas inside the layer of water. I started at the bottom and then I carefully moved around the edges, just because I wanted to keep these parts darker than the rest. Now when we are applying wet on wet technique, when we apply the paint to the water, it spreads out inside the water outline. And from here, you can now play around with different colors. You can put yellow or green on top of the feather and multicolors together. Since we use colors which are super close to each other on the color reel, so you won't create multicolor, you can relax and focus entirely on moving the paint around. So if you notice some areas are already drying, don't worry, you can wet it with water again. I also used Queen's Grey to bottom of the feather and along the center just to add some more variety. I wanted to keep the lower part of the feather darker and the lighter part at the top so that the beautiful blue color can shine. Just using a hint of lemon yellow to my feather so that it get brighten up, and you can just see how beautifully all the colors are mixed up and blended into each other so perfectly without bleeding. So this is what we need. Now we'll just give edges to it, like we'll add fine texture to our feather. Always soak extra water from our paper with a dry brush, so don't worry if you end up loading your paper with excess color. Key is to balance the color on the paper. If your paper and the brush have same amount of water, they kind of block each other out. If the brush is too dry, it will soak up the water from the paper. If the paper is less wet than the brush, then it will be easy to flow the paint on the paper. Picking up the extra water from my feather so that it gives a light and subtle effect. Now after our feather dries, we can just give thin strokes to it. So we shall wait until it dries completely. We should be very careful while spreading colors. We shouldn't mix all the colors together, because when it's wet, all the colors will get merged and mixed up and will just ruin our painting. So we have to be very careful. We can just wait for our painting to be dry, and then we can just add any color to it if we want, and later we'll add thin strokes to it to complete our feather. We can also give more definition to it by darkening it on the side or edges. So I'm using here gray color. So with a thin brush we can just give shade to our feather. We'll just add up light strokes to it. So our feather looks more defined. You can just fill this gap in between the feather with a black outline or a gray, but if you want it to leave like that only, you can also do that. Also at the lower part of the feather, we can create the wavy feathers with the same color. So I'm using here turquoise blue to complete my feather. I'm making thin lines with it, upward, backward, and giving down strokes too. So you can see our feather is almost complete, but once it dries up, we'll just add thin strokes later. So now with wet on wet technique, you have so many options to paint those feathers. You can just pick only one color and let it melt on the paper. Apply water on the paper and let it absorb a little bit, and then apply gray on the bottom. If you feel that the paint is too dark or too light, you can always remove with the help of a damp brush. I'm saying this again and again because it's very important for you to know that your painting can be rectified at any point of time. There's a misconception with watercolor painting that it cannot be rectified once done. So you have to be very careful while you paint, but yeah, there's always a scope to correct your painting. So when your brush is too dry, it kind of absorbs all the extra water, moisture from the paper. If your paper and brush have same amount of water, they kind of block each other out. If the brush is too dry, it will soak up the water from the paper. If paper is less wet, then the brush, then it will be easy to flow the paint on the paper. So here now we are applying blue color, we are adding blue color to it, so it gives a beautiful darker shade feather. Every painting goes through an ugly stage, so just don't worry while you are painting. Just enjoy your paint, and the outcome will be really beautiful. So you can just take up any color, whatever color you feel like painting, but just take closer colors so the outcome really comes out well. Here even I am giving those fine strokes. Some are falling backwards. So we'll just move on to our third leaf. So again I'll wet my third feather with water and give it a fine outline. For this particular feather, I am going to give 3 shades to it. So I'll just start with the blue color and then continue with green and then yellow. So you can see the transition, how beautifully it comes up. I wanted to use a lighter color for this, so I started with this yellowish green and made a transition towards bluish green. This is a really fun watercolor mixing activity because you can play around with different colors and see what different color you can create. Mixing color on the top is also super fun activity because you can see color melting into each other and paper. I'm just trying to blend these colors together. While painting, you take everything on a lighter note and just follow your heart. Whatever color you feel like coloring with, you can do it, you can go for it. Just make sure you prepare a small swatch card so it's easier for you to see that how your feather is going to look like, or any other painting, whatever you are going to paint. You'll just have an idea, clear idea how exactly the paint will come across each other. So here for our third feather, we'll just end up making these small feathers in all the directions. It's very important that we give our painting a little time to dry up so we can find the exact color what it's going to look like. And before starting another feather, I gave some time to it so that I don't end up messing it up with my hand. And now we'll start with the third feather. I'm basically taking only 3 to 4 colors here so that it's easier for you to understand how can you mix all the 3 colors together. So this is a small feather which I have made and I'm just using only blue color in it. So you can see with a single color how many different shades that we can create. So I am just leaving it that way, darker on the lower part and darker on the top, and a bright blue it's shining in between. So I like it this way only, and I'll just leave this leaf as it is and go for the small feathers. So you can see that all the feathers are clearly defined. So we just need to work on the definition of the feather basically, because it should give a proper look. So again we'll use our wet technique for our fifth feather, and I'm going to use only blue for it. And you can see with a single blue color how many shades we have created. In each feather it has a different look, so you have to try and play with your colors. Well, you can also do is you can use your brush to create a new pattern. Just add lines in the shape of the feather. The feather does not have to look a certain way or perfect. I also did not look for a reference picture. The goal here was to really enjoy the picture and the painting process. A lot of time you focus on the outcome and try to make something look certain way that we completely forget to enjoy the whole process of painting. Instead of having the complete image in the mind and getting it frustrated at the end, we just need to concentrate on our painting. Like, we just need to flow colors, and why not just apply paint to the paper? Relax and let the paint do its magic. You don't know how the paint will react to the water, how the pigments melt and get lighter and create a beautiful texture. That's the beauty of watercolor. It's also a very collaborative process because you apply the paint where it is needed and then the water will do the rest. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. Simply relax and enjoy the process. If your paint looks very dull or your paper does not absorb water, I highly recommend you to upgrade your supplies. In the last feather here, I'm just playing with green color. We need to give some time to our feathers to dry, and then we will add little strokes to it to complete the look of the feather. You can also use a hair dryer to dry your painting, and I often use it for my paintings. It kind of dries up the painting very quickly, and that way you can save a lot of time. So if you want to add layering, it's a very good time to add color. Like, after your first coat dries, you can just add up another coat of your painting so that you can see layers in it. But if you don't want layers and if you want to merge two colors together, then you have to do it while the paint is still wet. After drying, you won't be able to merge two colors together. So after we complete all our feathers, we'll just highlight a few portions. So I'm adding a gray on the top, so our feather looks more defined. And if you want to give shades from the same color, you just need to apply a portion of color at one part and just brush it down towards the end. Like, clean your brush with water and then just brush it down. So you'll get two shades. You'll get a lighter shade in the down portion. So I'm just giving thin lines so that it looks more like a feather. So this way we can just color the rest of our feathers too. I'm giving highlights in the edges so that we can see the depth in the feather. Shadows are equally important in watercolor painting. It gives life to your painting. It just lifts the painting up, and the outcome comes really well if you can properly apply shadows to it. So you can learn this technique gradually. Every painting goes through an ugly stage. Believe me, it's very frustrating to say it, but you just have to have patience and continue painting, and don't have a particular image of something in your head, because you don't know how the paper will act, how the paint will leave its pigment on the paper. So let the colors flow on itself. Don't pressurize yourself, and just don't have any kind of image, so you'll be more happier when you see the outcome. You can just continue to paint, and you can continue to work on a particular art until you are satisfied. You can also correct your mistakes, like in watercolor, like I'm doing here. I have just spilled a drop of color, and you can just take it up with a clean brush, and then again you need to just dot it with the water, and then again soak it up with a dry brush. So this way you can rectify your mistakes, and we can talk about rectifying mistakes in our next post. I hope you all will enjoy painting with me, and you can just continue with me. So I'm hoping a nice journey with you all. Open to all kind of suggestions, and if you want me to paint something else, or if you want these feathers in different colors, I can do it for you. You just need to like message me or reach me out, and just comment in the comment section. I'm using a dry brush technique, like I've just put a little paint on my brush and I'm just brushing it out. So I'm not using much of water right now. It's more of paint and less of water. So we'll define it more, and we'll just give a fine color to the edges so that it pops out. So if you wish to leave the middle place as it is, you can do so, but I like to fill it with a little color and leave some part as it is, so that it looks natural. So we are just giving rough strokes facing upwards. So this kind of gives a depth to the feathers. I'll just continue dry brushing my feathers, and put some color where it's required. Where I feel that it's looking very dull, I can just add up more color to it. I just wish you enjoy the whole process of painting. It's very therapeutic, and it really heals your mind, and let go of everything. Just think about colors and paints and nature, and this will work as a medicine for you. It's a great stress buster. So I feel that if someone practice painting every day, it will not only you'll just have clean hands on painting, you'll just end up with a beautiful soul and a very settled mind. So I hope you enjoyed the whole process of painting, and you just continue uh, loving painting as I do. So all the best as you are starting your new journey with watercolor, and I wish and I hope you enjoy the whole process, and you can just continue painting and complete your feathers with spreading colors here and there. If you feel like if something is missing, you can just add up. So you can add more strokes until you feel satisfied and you feel your painting is complete. And do share your artwork with me so that I can guide you well. And I hope to see you guys soon in my next video, where I'll be teaching different techniques of watercolor painting and we can continue learning more and more about watercolor. So I'm very excited and I hope you too are excited to continue this journey of learning the art of watercolor. If you're very keen to learn about a particular technique, or if you want me to paint something related to skies or something, whatever you feel like, you can just message me and you can just let me know through Artora that whatever you want to learn, I'll bring it up in my next video. Keep practicing and thanks for watching the video. I hope you like the outcome and do share your pictures. And I'll love to see them. How do you recreate them? So please do share and keep learning. Hey guys, I have a little surprise for you. I'll be going to teach you to make a quick bookmark using this design. So you'll have an idea how you can use a particular painting in various ways. So I have planned to teach you to make something new in each and every tutorial of mine, which will help you to grow as an artist. I have taken a 1/4 part of the sheet, water paper sheet, and I'm just drawing a feather as I taught you earlier. So we'll be just painting this and I'll be using multicolors for this, so you will have an idea how you can use various colors in a single feather. So here again we are going to use the wet on wet technique. I'm using a wet brush to apply water on the paper. This time I'm going to use multicolor to paint this feather. Here I'll paint one side darker and on the other side I'll use bright colors so that the color really pops out. So I've taken the darkest blue color on my palette, which is ultramarine blue for the base coat, and I'll use violet color for the strokes. One side is drying. We'll just start painting on the other side. I'm using this blue on the edges, upside and downside. So I have some excess water here, and which I'll be dabbing it with dry brush. We don't have colors to bleed, so there should not be any excess amount of water. I'll be using this slight water from blue to just mix this color. I'm applying red on the outer side and just continue with yellow in the middle part. So on both the sides I'll be applying red. So I've just wet my paper, and on both the side you can see the vibrant red color, and we'll just mix it with the yellow color. So the outcome will be really bright. You can choose any color combination that you wish to. I'm just dabbing extra water from my dry brush so the color doesn't bleed. Now I'll just use yellow in between, so we have a nice bright color. We're almost done with our first coat. So we'll just complete it by adding orange in between red and yellow. So you can see a nice transition when it gets completed. So for the next coat, we have to wait for it to dry. You just need to open the doors of your creativity and let the imagination flow in. So you can add up multiple colors. Whatever you feel like, you can add on it. After all, it's your masterpiece. So now we'll work on the other side. It is already dried up, and now we can put our second coating. So in the edges, I prefer to darken it up. I'll use grey, Queen's grey, and I will just make those outlines more visible. I'll just put some shades and give upward strokes from it. You can use violet color for giving the strokes and making the leaf look darker. So you need to give thick strokes, upward strokes, and then you can just continue with giving thin strokes. So as of now, if you continue giving strokes, it will just get merged. So we'll leave it again for drying, and then if we give strokes, those will be more prominent. So here at this point you can even use a dryer. I am making the lower part. So I'm just drawing this stick, and you can add those little wings, those little feathers which I have taught you earlier. You need to give shades to your feather, so that it looks like the light is coming from one side and the other side is darker. So here again I am giving another layer to my feather, and this time I am using only dry technique. So I have just wet my brush and dipped it into the color. The amount of water which I have used here is very less, and now you can see the difference in the strokes. These strokes are more visible, and this kind of strokes gives texture to your painting. So this helps in defining the painting more. I prefer to make the lower part darker, so we will have a nice effect. So I am using ultramarine blue for the strokes. So here on this side we have used a combination of ultramarine blue, grey and violet. As we have made one part simpler and the other which is worked in detail, the outcome I feel is it's looking very beautiful, and according to me this is sufficient, I feel. So whenever you feel that your painting like you're happy with your painting, you can just stop right there, or or else if you feel something is missing, you can just add on it anytime, so it's not a problem. So for the final touch, I'll be using black. I'll be giving stroke in the middle and making a partition. And I'll add violet to it with a crimson red. So I'll add crimson red, which will bring more, which will add more color to our feather. So now basically I'll give a touch up to my painting. So I'll use red to brighten up the feather, and we are almost done. The brighter the color, the more vibrant the painting looks. Finally, I'm using indigo color to end up and give it a final look. We'll just cut it and give it the shape of the feather. Our bookmark is ready. I hope you enjoyed painting with me. So keep coming back to Artura so that we can learn and grow together. Stay safe and keep creating. All the best.